Once I have my concepts for reteach, I'm going to create 2 to 3 scaffolded questions per concept, and these are going to become my do now, right? And the things I want to keep in mind is for lower level, that low tier, right? I want to use visuals and some fill in the blanks to guide towards understanding through the do now itself without even having to teach myself. And also want to leverage some success questions. And what I mean by that is questions that I know they can get right on the first end, especially for these folks in that lowest tier, so that they can build off that success towards the new objective. Okay, and here are some examples. So if I'm looking at defining the main idea, right? Student got it wrong. They don't know the definition. One way I can use some scaffolding and fill in the blanks can look like this. So to save time, I actually have another example here. So right here, I'm trying to define the main idea. I leave a blank, a fill in the blank. The blank of a paragraph tells what all or most of the sentences are about. Right? The other sentences in the paragraph are called details. So they just need to identify, okay, it's not a conclusion, it's not a paragraph, it's not details, it's a main idea. Right? If I've done anything, they should at least be able to identify in here, and now it's a refresher. They have a definition up here to work from. This will help them going on as we do further do now questions. It's not quite giving them an answer, but it's activating a little bit of knowledge and helping them to go a step before they can write their own definition. It's sort of a refresher. Right? This is what I mean by using fill in the blanks and visuals for the scaffolding. Right? So then for this next level, right? If I'm reading the following text and identifying the main idea, right? Maybe I'm giving them a new passage, and again, I can use some multiple choice to activate, let them have some choices to find the main idea, and then push them with this follow-up of how do you know that, right? And then they can start reflecting and identifying how they got that main idea, right? Because again, maybe on their own it's really hard for them to put in the words, but maybe if they're selecting from it, they can get it. So again, this is sort of activating some prior knowledge to get them ready to go, right? Again, if I'm looking at underlining the details, right, then I'm going to be doing some more text-specific stuff to chunk out the difference between evidence and things like that. But again, this is where you can use some multiple choice in your do now or some fill in the blanks to really activate some knowledge so that they're actually refreshing and relearning without you having to go over it with everyone. On the math perspective, similar idea. Right here is how I can use some blanks. Right, so if I'm not understanding how to do an area model as a fraction, maybe I preset it. So blank out of blank boxes are shaded gray in the model. This means that blank fraction is the model shaded in gray, or something like that, right? So that would have them write 1 out of 4 boxes. Okay, that's 1/4. Now, through this process of scaffolding, you're actually making them figure it out for themselves in a way, but giving them some sort of easy outs and a success, right? I can say how many boxes are colored gray, right? Even if I don't understand area models. All right, next level, same idea. Maybe I give them an example area model that's representing this, right? I have these fill-ins so they can remind themselves what fractions, and then they can write the problem from that. If it's a word problem, maybe I take the same kind of idea but break it down, get rid of some of the XX words, leave it in one sentence, right? That's using the words. 1/3 of a usual 1/5 box of chocolates, use an area model, right? So they can find in just this one piece, again, to scaffold and kind of start building back up. Once you've done this, you've created a do now like this, suddenly you can kind of see, right, that they're going to start learning just by doing the do now, and it's not necessarily going to take you a ton of time to go over it, but it is setting them up for the next set of lessons.